All right, get ready to explore a spot that's bursting with history, a place where ancient legends meet colonial power, right in the heart of Cusco, the Plaza de Armas.
It's more than just a pretty square, that's for sure.
We're going to dig into its secrets, from its Inca origins to its Spanish makeover. We know you love uncovering hidden histories, and this place, let me tell you, it's overflowing with them.
Layers upon layers just waiting to be revealed.
For instance, did you know the plaza we see today is like a shrunk-down version of what it used to be? Way bigger back in the day.
It's true, the scale of the original Inca Plaza is hard to fathom now.
And get this, some of those grand colonial buildings we admire, built
Yeah.
right on top of Inca palaces.
Talk about a power move, right? Literally building their dominance on the foundations of what came before.
It boggles the mind, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like stepping back in time. So let's do just that. Imagine Cusco before the Spanish arrived. Picture this bustling center, the heart of the Inca Empire,
Their Huacaypata,
meaning
place of tears. Evocative, isn't it?
place of tears.
Yeah.
It has a certain weight to it. Makes you wonder about the stories those stones could tell. Why tears?
It's a good question, and it challenges our initial perceptions. We often picture grand ceremonies, emperors addressing their people, which definitely happened.
Right, a place of power and celebration.
Exactly. But Huacapata also witnessed the darker aspects of Inca rule. Justice, often meted out in public squares, could be harsh.
So the name reflects the full spectrum of life then. Joy, sorrow, fear.
Precisely. And that complexity is woven into the very fabric of the plaza.
Adding another layer to those stories etched in stone. But beyond its ceremonial and, at times, somber side, Huacapata was also strategically vital, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Think of it as the central node in a vast network.
We're talking about the Capacanan, right, the Inca road system, stretching for thousands of miles.
The very one. And imagine the entire empire connected by these expertly engineered roads with Huacapata right at the heart of it all.
Channeling people, resources, information.
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing.
A testament to the Incas' logistical genius. But their prowess wasn't just limited to the physical realm.
Right. We can't forget the spiritual aspect, especially given its proximity to, well, the most sacred site in the Inca world.
Just a stone's throw away stood the Coricancha, the temple of the sun, dedicated to Inti.
Their sun god. Talk about a powerful convergence. Physical, emotional, and spiritual, all in one place.
It certainly did. The Spanish conquest brought about dramatic changes to the Plaza de Armas, transforming its physical appearance and its very essence.
It's almost unfathomable to imagine the impact on the Inca people when the heart of their city, their sacred Huacapata, was dramatically reduced in size.
It's a stark illustration of the power dynamics at play. The Spanish, pragmatic as they were, focused on what they considered the most valuable land, shrinking the plaza to a fraction of its original size.
What a tangible representation of their dominance. It sends chills down my spine to think about what happened to the rest of the plaza. Did they just build right over it?
In essence, yes. What's astonishing is that they didn't just erect any buildings. They strategically built their key colonial structures directly on top of former Inca palaces.
It's hard to imagine a more deliberate act. Were there any specific examples of this architectural power play?
Take the Cusco Cathedral, for instance. This grand symbol of Spanish power and Catholicism sits right on top of what used to be the Inca ruler's palace. It's a poignant juxtaposition, wouldn't you say?
It speaks volumes about their intentions to not just conquer the land, but also impose their beliefs and authority upon the Inca people.
Precisely. And the Cusco Cathedral isn't an isolated case. The Church of the Society of Jesus, another architectural marvel, was also erected atop a former Inca palace, further solidifying their dominance.
It's incredible to think that beneath those imposing colonial facades lie remnants of a lost empire, a hidden history waiting to be unearthed. But I have to admit, picturing these Spanish colonial buildings in my mind, they seem so different from Inca architecture. Did they blend it all?
That's an astute observation, and it's where the story takes an interesting turn. While the Spanish brought their own distinct architectural styles, they didn't entirely erase the Inca influence. In fact, elements of cultural fusion can be observed if you know where to look.
What a fascinating twist. Are there any specific architectural details that reveal this blend of cultures?
Absolutely. If you examine the Cusco Cathedral closely, you'll notice the trapezoidal shape of many doorways and windows, a distinct feature of Inca architecture. This subtle integration wasn't just practical, It hints at a complex exchange of knowledge and adaptation during a time of immense upheaval.
So it's not simply a narrative of erasure, but also one of cultural resilience and unexpected fusion. It makes you wonder how many other hidden details we miss as we stroll through the Plaza de Armas, oblivious to the stories beneath our feet.
It underscores the importance of looking beyond the surface, of recognizing that history is rarely straightforward. It's filled with nuances, contradictions, and echoes of the past.
It's incredible how a place with such a layered past can still be so full of life. You'd think it would feel like a museum, but it's the opposite.
It really is. The Plaza de Armas, it's a testament to Cusco's ability to embrace change while honoring its roots, a real symbol of resilience.
Sipping coffee in a place that's witnessed Inca emperors, Spanish conquistadors, it's almost overwhelming.
A walk through time, right?
And don't forget, it's still a gathering place, just like it was for the Inca. Festivals, protests, celebrations, all happening right there in the plaza. The echoes of history are still alive in those moments.
Speaking of echoes, one detail from our research that really stuck with me, the Inti Raymi. Ugh, the Festival of the Sun. A powerful connection to the Inca past. Imagine a celebration dedicated to Inti, the sun god, held in that very spot for centuries, even before the Inca, some believe.
I read that the Spanish tried to ban it, though, right? Saw it as a threat.
They did, absolutely. They wanted to establish their own beliefs, their own authority. But some traditions, especially ones so deeply rooted, are almost impossible to erase completely.
So it survived, even with the ban.
It did. It was revived in the 20th century, and now it's one of Cusco's biggest events, people coming from all over to witness it. Amazing to think that there's a direct link to those Inca ceremonies that once happened there.
It really is. And speaking of connections to the past, those colonial balconies, the corridors, they're not just beautiful, are they?
Not at all. Architecturally, they're a blend of Spanish and Inca styles, but they also make you think about power. The Spanish elite looking out over a plaza that was once the heart of the Inca Empire.
A constant reminder of how things shifted. Every corner, every detail, it all tells a story.
Exactly. That's what makes the Plaza de Armas so captivating. It's a journey through layers of history, culture, resilience, all interwoven in this one extraordinary place.
It makes you wonder, if you could travel back, which version would you choose to experience? The Inca Huacapata, the colonial Plaza de Armas, or maybe the blend we see today? What a place.
A fascinating thought, but in a way, visiting today lets you experience echoes of all those eras at once. It's quite a journey.
It really is. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into Cusco's Plaza de Armas. Until next time.